Just when you thought it was all over, they always come back for more. Nothing truly stays dead forever. The witching hour is upon us, and time is running out. It's a race against the clock and against the undead. This is the Venommonth of horrors for Corona Fever.
Hello?
Oh, geez. Rob, hey. It's Shadow Shoveler. How you doing, man?
Quarantine!
Oh, you too, huh? Yeah, when I thought about all the horror cliches that I could be stuck in, being in a closet was not one of them. How are you coping?
Rocky Horror!
Oh, Rocky Horror? No way, I love that movie.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Halloween movies. Well, not to be confused with the Halloween movies, because my reaction to those is all over the place.
No, now is not the time. Do you know they remade Rocky Horror?
Oh, yeah, the 2016 one. Yeah, I heard about it. Mostly bad things.
As bad as the original?
Well, I wouldn't call a cult classic beloved by many bad, per se.
And its sequel?
Shock treatment? Never saw it. Looked pretty rough, though. Come on, Rob. Have a little optimism. Maybe the remake isn't that bad.
Yes, it is. We're recording. It has to be terrible. Well, we reviewed the 1975 cult classic The Rocky Horror Picture Show. And although I can see its appeal, it wasn't for me. I found it annoying, disturbing, ridiculous, boring, and just a chore to sit through.
I'm probably going to lose some credibility as a musical theater kid, but I never got around to watching the original Rocky Horror until my first year of college, and upon first viewing, I didn't really know what to make of it. It was weird, nonsensical, and kind of all over the place. But upon repeat viewings, I found a lot of charm in its absurdity. In addition to a handful of genuinely great performances, some of the most memorable and iconic musical numbers in history, and a handful of meaningful meta-narrative themes, I can't help but find enjoyment in the film, and wouldn't be opposed to calling it one of my favorite movie musicals.
After Richard O'Brien tried to get a sequel off the floor, Tim Curry refused to come back, so they settled with an awful 1981 installment, Shock Treatment. It was terrible, and it made me appreciate its predecessor a whole lot more, though that was still terrible too.
I'll admit I never got around to watching Shock Treatment, as its reputation as a poor follow-up to Rocky Horror just seemed to follow it around, and I just wasn't interested in seeing it. Of the bits and pieces I have seen of it though, good lord what a misfire. It's clearly trying to recapture the magic of the original to abysmal results, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you were a die-hard Rocky Horror fan. Which brings us to the 2016 remake.
Because they had to remake it sooner or later.
Why?
Because they had money, they had cameras. Why not?
Damn it!
Plans for a remake actually began as early as 2002 to coincide with the 30-year anniversary of the insanely successful play based on the movie, but all of these plans fell through.
It wasn't until 2015 when the remake was officially greenlit, with Kenny Ortega slated to direct. Yes, the same Kenny Ortega who brought us 90s kids classics like Hocus Pocus and the High School Musical trilogy. Aren't we so lucky?
It premiered on Fox the following year, but was slammed by most, especially die-hard fans of the original, calling it a complete disgrace. Yeah, this is from fans who praised Tim Curry prancing around in lingerie and Dr. Scott in a wheelchair flaunting his ass, and they found this a complete disgrace. Okay, I am terrified.
It's no secret that the LGBTQ+ community are among the majority of the original film's fans, and to say that they hated this as well would be an exceptionally big understatement. Many LGBTQ+ folks have heavily criticized the remake for its handling of the story's more risque thematic elements that people of different genders and sexualities could relate to. Let's do the time warp again!
Shut up!
Aw.
Michael really was ill.
And I hate it already. Just those first few notes and I despise it. I miss singing lips. Yeah, I actually miss weird-ass singing lips. How the hell did they do that? As much as I hate to admit it, the original was a soothing tune and it seemed effortless. But here, the singer is trying way too hard. She's just belting it out. Look at the difference.
Then something went wrong for Fay Ray and King Kong. They got caught in a celluloid jam. Then something went wrong for Fay Ray and King Kong. They got caught in a celluloid jam.
I mean, I kinda get what they're going for with the posters matching the lyrics, but nothing can truly replace the iconic Red Lips opening. Although Ivy Levin's red lipstick is a fun nod. Even still, I have to agree, the vocals are just trying way too hard. Something about Richard O'Brien's vocals in the original sound so soft and fluid.
Her face doesn't even match the singing. The singing is being belted out and yet she's acting calm and laid back. It just doesn't fit. They couldn't even master the very easy action of acting to the song.
Yeah, we're gonna pop to the top. Wipe away your inhibitions. Stop, do the rock and strut yourself.
But see, they do a close-up of her lips. It's a reference to the original. Isn't that clever?
To the late night double feature picture show.
Oh, just end the song! Stop lingering on unnecessary notes for no reason! Weirdly, this film breaks the fourth wall and actually has the movie being shown in a cinema. Now, this sounds like it could be a really cool idea due to the sheer success of the Broadway show and the midnight screenings, but they'll prove with time how it just doesn't work.
As much as I don't like this sequence, at least it does paint a picture of what we're getting into. This tone and filmmaking style just has Kenny Ortega's fingerprints all over it.
I don't see Ashley Tisdale anywhere. Oh hey, even God doesn't want this remade. But why the hell is there a wedding and a funeral going on at the same time? I mean, I guess it's kind of funny, but it's just random.
Well, at least they're acknowledging that this remake is dead on arrival.
And then we meet Brad and Janet, but Brad doesn't look completely useless and Janet doesn't look like a ditzy damsel in distress. In fact, yes, that is Victoria Justice. Yeah, they got a Nickelodeon star in Rocky Horror. That's like putting Jamie Lynn Spears in Saw. She's far too good for this .
Okay, seriously, what the hell is with this blocking and editing? It's so lifeless and mismatched with O'Brien's script. Either write new dialogue to make the scenes more natural, or block and shoot this differently to make the dialogue appear more natural.
Yes, Janet. Ralph is a lucky guy.
Yes.
Everyone knows Betty is a wonderful little cook.
Yes.
Why, Ralph himself, he will be in line.
Oh, will you just stop it and get on with the song already?
Hey, Janet,
Yes, Brad?
I've got something to say.
Uh-huh.
I really love...
Just get on with it! Yeah, alright, it is kind of funny how he looks upwards, waiting for the piano to drop, breaking the fourth wall again, but still, the charm is just gone. The song is lifeless.
The river was deep, but I swam it. The future is ours, so let's plan it. Just please don't tell me to can it. I've one thing to say, and that's damn it, Janet, I love you.
Oh, now Ortega decides to shoot this thing as dynamic as possible. Well, better late than never, I guess. I'll give this man credit. When he puts his mind to it, he knows how to direct and choreograph a musical number.
But so far, it's just the exact same movie pretty much. Why even bother remaking it to begin with? I mean, everyone with bad taste loves Rocky Horror.
You, want to run that one by me again, Rob?
I said, everyone loves Rocky Horror!
Sure you did.
Who knows?
So why remake a movie that is so widely loved and doesn't need one? It's a shame too, because Brad is actually an amazing singer and he can hold these notes for quite a while.
Yeah, I'll give the movie this. Ryan McCartan and Victoria Justice's vocals are far more appealing than Bostwick and Sarandon's.
Oh, by the way, him proposing by the grave of Mary Shelley is a really clever and cool little Easter egg.
Okay, I take it back. What is this choreography now? How they staged this in the original was so much better. Yeah, you're gonna hear that a lot in this review.
You're too kind.
But my god, they actually managed to drag Tim Curry into this. They actually did it. Accurate reaction, Tim Curry's the man.
When all is said and done, we can all collectively agree that we stand Tim Curry.
Wait, I thought the cinema broke earlier.
I'm surprised you're still caring at this point.
So Curry plays the narrator in this version. The thing is, his heart clearly isn't in it. He just doesn't care. He sounds so fake and so auto-cued for the entire thing. But it is worth noting that this was his first live-action movie role after having a stroke. So I'm not sure if it was because of his health problems or because he just didn't care for the movie.
I'm gonna say the latter.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Floating in the sky.
Gosh, that's the third motorcyclist that's passed us. They sure do take their lives in their hands, what with the weather and all.
In the UK, we just call that Tuesday.
So, like in the original, Brad and Janet get stranded and have to head over to the Frankenstein place for help. But how they get there feels really awkward. Brad's dialogue sounds so clearly like it was written in the 1970s, and it just doesn't work in 2016. Why couldn't they just rewrite some of these scenes? Because they've kept the outdated dialogue, it all sounds really weird.
Didn't we pass a castle back down the road a few miles? Maybe they have a telephone I could use.
Why did he make that sound so mysterious?
Maybe they have a telephone I could use.
Then I'm going to ask if I can have something to eat.
I'm going with you.
Oh, no. Darling, there is no sense in both of us getting wet.
Seriously, what happened to the acting in this scene? Like, I know McCartan is trying to channel Bostwick's Poindexter routine from the original, but it's just not landing here. Seriously, how is the former Nickelodeon star able to deliver these lines more authentically than a trained theater actor? And yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, the audience is going to get annoying really quick.
Yeah, actually, I'll take it back. The cinema is a terrible idea. It breaks the fourth wall, but it's essentially a crew member holding up a sign to tell us, the audience, what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, by the way, you meant to laugh at this scene. Oh, by the way, hold up your newspapers for this scene. You don't need this. It just takes away the viewing experience and charm.
On the plus side, I do really like the rendition of this song.
The thing is, it's practically the same scene and the same song, except Riff Raff looks like he's singing while he's being blown off screen.
Okay, hold on. Frank's castle is the same set as the movie theater? Why? Is there even a point to this?
And so it seemed that fortune had smiled on Brad and Janet.
And then it seemed that I completely sold out to appear in this bollocks.
Jesus Christ, even Christopher Walken on SNL could hide the fact that he was using cue cards.
Or had they?
Okay, I love that reaction. Christ, Karen, could you be any louder?
Hello.
God, even Riff Raff's hello sucks. How does this movie suck at everything? Richard O'Brien. Come back! We miss you! O'Brien. It always looks so bizarre and creepy. But here, Reeve Carney just looks like a normal dude in a wig. Oh look, have a wig. Oh look, he's got a jacket. Oh look, it's Riff Raff, everybody!
Why does Riff Raff look like he and Jared Leto share the same hairstylist? And then a wild magenta appears. God, this is moving at such a fast pace. In the original, magenta was already lingering around the room, which made her line so creepy. But here?
You've arrived on a rather special night. It's one of the master's affairs.
Oh, how lucky.
You're lucky. He's lucky. I'm lucky. We're all lucky.
Okay, but where did you come from, random lady?
They are sucking out every ounce of charm from the original movie. There's no effort in this whatsoever. It's like they are literally just reciting every single line, word for word, because they feel they have to, and not because the characters would actually say these lines. And my god, again, I hate the original, and even I'm horrified at what they've done to the iconic Time Warp. It's a pop song now. This is making me miss the original. Yeah, I miss Tim Curry raping Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon. It looks like it was made by someone who just didn't quite get the original, which is fine. I didn't entirely get it either, but there's a simple solution to all of that. Don't remake it!
The original version of the Time Warp was fast and kinetic, but this tries in its early section to lean way too hard into the gothic section, and it just feels really jarring. And then when we do get to the main melody, it also sounds watered down as hell, and Reeve Carney's energy just feels completely wasted. I will admit though, the production design here is actually quite inspired. The modern freak flag aesthetic of the room and the costumes on all the guests is actually an interesting choice. I never thought I would actually say this, but I find the Glee version of the Time Warp better. I mean, shit, at least it resembles the original more than this one does.
It's just a jump to the left.
Okay, Curry just clearly did not give a flying shit about this movie.
I mean, yeah, the choreography is kind of jarring here compared to the original, but I do like that it kind of furthers the idea that these are just some batshit sex-obsessed weirdos.
But my god, I forgot how long this song is. Just get on with my slow and painful death.
Say something.
Say, do any of you guys know how to Madison?
Was that this film's idea of comedy?
I think so?
Okay, just checking.
Oh, I want to go.
Well, we can't go anywhere until I get to a phone.
Okay, I don't even think that was supposed to be funny, but I just love that delivery.
We can't go anywhere until I get to a phone.
Janet, I just stepped on some chewing gum.
For God's sake, McCartan, stop with the mugging!
We don't want to interfere with their celebrations.
This isn't the Junior Chamber of Commerce parade.
They're probably foreigners.
That's racist.
And thus we come to the introduction of the show's most iconic character, Dr. Frankenfurter, played here by Orange is the New Black star Laverne Cox, with the similarly iconic number Sweet Transvestite, and
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
oh my god, they destroyed this number 2? How many more points do I have to keep giving to the Glee version? I guess we should also address the elephant in the room with Cox's casting. A lot of people were up in arms when Cox, who is transgender, was cast in the role, and look, I'm not 100% against the idea of a transgender actress playing the role of Frankenfurter. In fact, I'm of the opinion it's one of the few roles that anyone of any race, sexuality, gender, anything could play if need be. And for this film and the style it's going for, I can completely understand the reason why the choice to make Frank transgender was made. Hell, if a drag queen like RuPaul played the role, I'm confident no one would bat an eye at this change. That said, I can also see why a lot of people don't like this choice. Frank being male, who was 100% comfortable in his sexuality and had the confidence to flaunt it, was pretty inspiring to plenty of LGBTQ+ men, tossing the idea of toxic masculinity out the window to choose however you want to present yourself. So to see that major portion of the character that people could relate to be stripped away, I would be pretty upset too.
It just makes no sense, and it's not just me. The transgender community blew up because the film literally portrays transgender transgenders as the exact same thing as transvestites, which they're not. Transgenders spent decades trying to separate themselves from them to be their own independent thing, only for this movie to come along and act like they're the exact same thing all over again. They literally cast a transgender woman to play a transvestite man who dresses like a woman for pleasure. It makes no sense! And the weird thing is, the original did this too! Yeah, the original film also thought that transgenders, or transsexuals as they were called back then, and transvestites were the exact same thing. But weirdly, people don't really hate on that one. But that's because there is a difference. In 1975, transgenders were still being discovered. They didn't have this big stigma around them. They were embraced, they were new, we were all ignorant. There was a sense of charm to them. This is one of many reasons why a remake just doesn't work. Rocky Horror was clearly a period piece. It was a 70s movie, and much of it just doesn't work in the 21st century. It just shows that they didn't understand the original at all. And don't get me wrong, Laverne Cox does great for what she's given, but she just lacks the on-screen presence of Tim Curry. She just doesn't have the charm or charisma for the part. She's just miscast. And it was Adam Lambert, who appears in the film later, who recommended her for the role. So way to off the entire internet, bro!
Specifically when it comes to Sweet Transvestite in particular, her vocals are just super weak, especially compared to the energy that Tim Curry brought. Or hell, even the Glee version. Again, how?
The thing is, in the original, at least you could buy that Brad and Janet are convinced to spend the night. Tim Curry was cunning, manipulative, and charming. But this Frank is just a bit weird. But she gives them no reason to stick around. She doesn't even come across as the leader of the house. She just looks like a regular member of them.
I see you shiver with Ann Tissa. Patient.
Yeah, this is part of the problem.
The fourth wall breaking, it's a little funny sometimes, maybe.
But in doing so, they rid the audience of joining in themselves.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show was a cult phenomenon. People went to midnight screenings in costumes, bringing props and had fun yelling out lines and lyrics to the screen. But when you create an audience within your movie, you take that away from them. Now the audience has no reason to join in because the audience in the film are already doing it for them. I don't think that it was maliciously done with that intent, but it's just a really bad idea in a really bad movie.
Well, I'll give Cox this. At least she makes up for her singing by hamming up Frank's other, traits. Oh, and what a weak as hell exit. Curry ascends in an elevator dramatically. Cox just walks stage left.
You're very lucky to be invited up to Frank's laboratory. Some people would give their left arm for the privilege.
People like you, maybe.
I've seen it.
Columbia, can you stop making me feel things, please? I'm trying to be professional here. You know, I hate to admit it, but I really like the production design of this film. It kind of reminds me of the Burton version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No! That movie sucks!
Hey, well, my nigga Johnny Depp up top.
The movie's terrible! Why is he sounding like Michael Jackson?
Thank you very much.
Obviously, nothing can replace the style and aesthetic of the original, but god damn does the remake look nice in places. It looks so sleek and atmospheric.
It's just every line seems forced and fake. It's just a lazy reenactment.
Put these on to make you feel less vulnerable. It's not often we receive visitors here, let alone offer them hospitality.
Hospitality? All we wanted was to use your telephone.
They're literally just reciting the exact same lines because they have to, not because the characters feel a certain way. They have a checklist. Oh yeah, what did Rocky Horror do there? This line, yeah, check. This line, this. It doesn't make sense. You can change things, Disney. Brad finds certain things acceptable, but then gets offended. Yeah, he doesn't mind his girl being stripped, but then Frank is slightly rude and he just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I am very mixed on Cox's performance so far. I mean, she has the right charisma for the role, but that charisma just feels really misplaced in parts.
What a sucker you be, what a fool. The answer was there all the time, but it took a small accident to make it happen.
This movie's an accident. God, just look at Riff Raff! He was the coolest character in the original! He looks so unique and mysterious, but here, now just put him in a blazer, give him silly hair. Look, it's Riff Raff! No, it's not! Okay, so I think they are trying to be silly and to parody B-movies, like the original did in 1975. But that's the problem. This is 2016. It doesn't work! The 1970s were the prime time for these gags, so Susan Sarandon's performance worked perfectly. But here, it doesn't. And the weird thing is, they don't even do it anywhere else. Just here, so it's just random. And then we're introduced to Frank's creation Rocky, played by Stas Nair, who looks like a UFC fighter, but even he is boring. I mean, the original one seemed emotionless, but this one doesn't. Yet he's more boring. How does that work? I just don't care about any of this. Yeah, I know the feeling.
I don't know, I kinda actually enjoyed this number. It's shot pretty well so far, the choreography is pretty good, Nair's vocals are pretty good, it has a decent amount of goofy charm to it as well.
Oh, I just love success.
Don't look at this movie then.
What do you think of him?
Well, I don't like men with too many muscles.
I didn't make him for you.
You didn't make this movie for her either. Or for me. Or for fans of the original. Who the hell did you make this movie for? The virus doesn't look too bad right about now. I'm gonna eat a bat.
And we're right back with the weird-ass choreography again. Jesus, Ortega, are you on autopilot for most of this? We interrupt Rocky Horror to bring you the Walking Dead Stunt Show Spectacular.
And this is when we're introduced to Eddie, played by Adam Lambert. Look, I know Meatloaf is all old now, but what, they really could have asked to just get him back for a cameo? It's like Dr. Sleep not asking Jack Nicholson. It's at least worth an ask. I mean, Adam Lambert does fine, but do you seriously expect him to try to replace Meatloaf? Meatloaf was in the original for like 5 minutes, and yet he's become completely iconic for his performance in that movie.
I don't know, Rob, I'm actually digging this version. Adam Lambert gives us his all, and the pop grunge aesthetic really blends with his voice nicely. And they really embrace the rock star angle of Eddie too. I don't know, I just kinda like it.
So Frank kills Eddie, and I don't give a shit. I mean, not that I gave a shit in the original, but that was Meatloaf. I at least gave more of a shit.
Also, look at how she does it. She stabs him, and he falls out of a window. Really? In the original, Frank took a goddamn pickaxe to Eddie and beat him to death. Why change it? Frank just loses most of their psychotic edge in the remake. Man, this sucks.
And this is where Frank seduces Janet and then Brad. But it doesn't work here. In the original, it was just a silhouette, and again, Frank was manipulative and charming. Here, we see the entire thing. It's just a graphic reminder that Frank is practically raping them both. In the original, it was actually kind of comedic. But here, it's just disturbing.
Yeah, the whole setup here is just wrong, and I'm not talking about the context of the scene. The original had this sensual aura to it. It was all done in one shot, which made it simple, but also dynamic at the same time. This one has quick cutting and lousy music in the background, which makes it feel more like Scary Movie 69 than Rocky Horror.
Do you want him to see you? Like this.
Jesus, the foreplay in the room is less cringe than this. Okay, to be fair, Riff Raff and Magenta tormenting Rocky in the original didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me in the original, so I won't bother making fun of it here and how it's done on a Disney Channel looking budget. And then the comedy of Frank raping Brad. Jesus, did I really just say that?
Oh, I hope so, my darling.
It's ruined because it's shot completely different than the earlier scene with Janet. In the original, both were shot identically, which made Brad's reveal even funnier because we saw the punchline coming. Jeez, this film doesn't even understand the original's use of dark humor.
It's rape! It was rape in both movies! Rape isn't funny!
Well, it depends on the context. Just why is Brad being staged so badly? This would work on stage because making the movements look exaggerated works for that medium. Here, I don't even have a word for how stupid his blocking and movement looks on film.
Master, Rocky has broken his chains and vanished. The new playmate is loose and somewhere in the castle ground.
Alright, that's a pretty funny addition. I like that.
If only we hadn't made this journey.
But you did!
Hey, millennials down in front. People are trying to watch this trash.
Nah, they're not.
Whoa, holy shit, Columbia saw the Disney-Fox merger coming a mile away. That's insane.
And just another reminder that Janet is a b****. As soon as she gets a taste of sex, she's now addicted to it and cheats on Brad again. But she's hot, so apparently it's okay. Who are we even supposed to root for in these movies?
I don't know, this is another version of this song that I really like. It's got this really sexy edge to it, and Victoria Justice's vocals just match it really nicely.
It's just weird seeing little innocent Victoria from Nickelodeon turn into this sex-craved nympho. Just look at the transition.
Get your hands up my hips before I punch you in the lips. Stop you staring at my hey. Take a hint. No, you can't buy me a drink. Let me tell you what I think. I think you could use a mint. Take a hint. Touch me. I wanna be dirty. Show me, fulfill me. Reach all of the night.
What went wrong, Tori? Just sit down, we can talk it out.
Okay, still, the choreography is really weird throughout this, as I'm mostly struggling to understand what the character motivations are right now. Obviously, Janet wants the D, but is Rocky put off by it, turned on, still asking what the birds and bees are? Oh, jeez, who cares? Worst sex scene ever.
You came here with a purpose.
Whoa, hold up. Where the hell was this Frank costume before? I mean, nothing against the drag-inspired number in the character's introduction, but this is modern Frankenfurter. A near-perfect update to the character's wardrobe from the original. I'm completely into this.
So Dr. Scott shows up.
Why does he look like Hobo Albert Einstein?
And they had extra to do with the alien backstory because you can't leave things ambiguous anymore.
Great Scott.
So, not only does McCartan not deliver this line right, Bostwick delivered it pretty on point in the original, but God, this audience is so annoying!
So they catch Rocky and Janet canoodling, even though they were in bed just a minute ago. And again, why is Brad so upset? He cheated too! And they even ruined the Dr. Scott gag.
Janet!
Dr. Scott!
Janet!
Brad!
Rocky! Oh. Janet?
Dr. Scott?
Janet!
Brad!
Rocky! Oh. Janet?
Dr. Scott!
Janet!
Brad!
Rocky! Donkey!
My God, it's just painfully annoying! And the gag doesn't even last as long as it did in the original, so they've sucked the funny out! Why do they go out of their way to ruin all the good moments from the original? Oh no, let's take that out. Can't have people having fun now. We'll take that out. Oh, you like this part? Let's rip that away.
Food has always played a vital role in life's rituals.
Now, let me go get my paycheck so I can finally off.
You can be sure that there was to be very little bonhomie.
I hope it's not meatloaf again.
I hope it is!
This is when we have the birthday meal for Rocky.
It's not his birthday! Why do they say it's his birthday in both films? The day you're born is not your birthday, because then a year later would be your second birthday. No one comes out the womb and everyone gets happy birthday to you. They're bringing a cake and a candle. No, because it's not your birthday. The day of your birth is not your birthday.
Yes, I know.
Literally, all of the awkwardness that made the original scene so funny is completely gone. Here it's just so boring and unnoteworthy.
Technically it is noteworthy since you just made that note for this review.
Oh, shut up.
Well, really?
They are moving at such a brisk pace here. They want this to be over just as much as we do.
But my God, Dr. Scott's song in the original was so mysterious and it made him sound so badass and ominous. But here it's just a frail old man with a severe hair problem. And that's coming from me. I know I shouldn't keep comparing them, but this movie does nothing but copy the original word for word, scene for scene, so I have no choice.
God, this song is just so uninteresting this time. It really is 50-50 with these arrangements, isn't it?
So they sing about how amazing Eddie was, despite us only seeing him for 2 minutes, which was dumb in the original, but at least then it was Meatloaf. It was Meatloaf! But here, Dr. Scott sucks. There's no energy or effort in his performance whatsoever. It's just dog spit.
When Eddie said he didn't like his daddy, you knew he was a no good kid. And when he threatened your life with a switchblade knife,
What a guy.
Makes you cry.
and I did. When Eddie said he did,
Why have I done this to myself 3 times? Please don't remake Shock Treatment. I don't think I can go through this another time.
And the reveal of Eddie's dead body is so lame. Seriously, why is all the stuff related to Eddie being dead such trash? Okay, this scene actually did have the right setup and the atmosphere behind it, and Cox's vocals made it sound really creepy out of the gate. But this choreography, man, what's even happening here? It's so... I don't have another word for it. It's just really awkward.
She sings to Janet and it's just nothing. Just nothing. No charisma, no charm. Again, she's doing her best, but she's just wrong for the character. She deserved so much better.
It's as if we were glued to the spot.
You are so quick with fear, you tiny fools.
Oh, we're trapped!
You see? In the original, Susan Sarandon delivered this line because it was a parody of B-movies like, we're trapped, making fun of the bad acting. But she didn't do it here. So why did she do it earlier? I need to know the answers. I want to know the intent for this movie. 1 minute they're a 70s film, then they're 2016. 1 minute she's a transgender, and then she's a transvestite, and I don't know anymore.
Christ, this is so dull. I literally have absolutely no investment in what is going on whatsoever. This is practically the same script as the original too, almost word for word, and whereas in the original I had an investment in how this plays out, here I'm just coasting on sheer curiosity at this point just to see how much worse it can possibly get.
They don't even turn into stone, they just freeze. Did they run out of budget?
So even the charm of them becoming literal statues is gone? Why?
It even says Medusa on it! Medusa turned people into stone! So it makes even less sense for them to not be stone. This movie!
It's not easy having a good time.
I still wouldn't know.
Even smiling makes my face ache.
You sure about that, Frank? I can't really tell by the lack of emotion on your face. Lord forgive me, I'm about to simp! Okay, keep it together, Devin. Professional. So instead of the transvestite garb from the original, it's just Hot Topic chorus line outfits? Wrong musical, ass!
Doesn't really work with Janet though, does it? I mean, they're meant to be turning them into transvestites, but she's a woman in women's clothing. So she's not a transvestite. Makes no sense in the original, and it makes no sense here. And Frank isn't a transvestite, she's a transgender. This movie sucks!
My 10-year-old self is having thoughts about Victoria Justice that I did not want right now.
What are you kidding? My 29-year-old self is having thoughts about Victoria Justice that I definitely want right now.
My God, I can't stand any more of this!
Okay, the thing is, the swimming pool orgy in here just feels so misplaced. It feels too clean, while the original felt right at home with the rougher tone and shaky shooting style.
In the original, this scene was batshit insane because, well, the movie was batshit insane. But here, it's just a little bit odd at most. They're trying to be edgy and strange, but they failed completely. It's like the PC version, but it sucks.
And the randomness of Dr. Scott finally using his legs again in the original was really creepy and unsettling, bringing some underlying black humor to the scene. But here, Ben Viren is overacting so much that his dryness to the scene is lost, and the sudden fluid movement of his legs is jarring and unfulfilling for those who know the moment is coming.
He looks like a retarded metal fan!
He looks like a Cyberman that just got back from a kiss concert.
In the original, he had so much energy and it was truly an awesome moment. But here it's just, oh hey look, it's Riff Raff.
Also, Reeve buddy, I recommend you stay as far away from that stage as possible. We don't want another Spider-Man actor stage diving into the orchestra pit again. Okay, the laser gun being a guitar is pretty raw, not even gonna lie.
Smile, and that means I'm made.
God damn it, man. Frank is hot. Why am I watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show and I want to bone Frankenfurter? Come on, she doesn't even look weird or anything. Stop it. Stop making me want to bone the villain.
And I realize I'm going home.
Well, f*** off home then.
Okay, fine, that was a good use of the audience. Good job.
I'm sorry, however, if you found my words misleading, but you see, you are to remain here. In spirit, anyway.
Great heavens! That's a laser!
Okay, that was funny. Shut up. And Columbia's death is hilarious. Was it supposed to be? I can't even tell.
Oh, come on. In the original, Rocky bounced that shit off like Superman. You even have a skyscraper in the background to go all the way with the King Kong reference this time. What a waste.
You've killed them. But I thought you liked them. They liked you.
They didn't like me.
Oh, come on! That delivery sucks! In the original, he delivered it with such oomph.
They never liked me!
Jesus!
A bit better.
You should leave now, Dr. Scott, while it is still possible.
Yes.
We're about to beam the entire castle back to the planet of transsexual.
They're called transgender now. You're a remake. You are allowed to change the lingo. The hell just happened?
That's it? They just Team Rocket their way out of there, only taking a crumble off the castle when they leave? In the original, the whole goddamn castle lifted off like the USS Enterprise! Do you know how cool that would have looked with modern day CGI? I know it's on a TV budget, but have you seen the stuff that the CW is able to do? Or ABC? Or even on your own channel, Fox? God, this movie's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Ortega, why are you like this?
Oh, they have another song at the end. It's not needed.
This is just lame. The original version had them writhing on the ground in smoke, like Brad and Janet had just ascended from hell and clearly saw some shit. But here, it just looks like they're hungover outside the set of the next Fantastic Beasts film. Oh, now the castle takes off. Oh, who gives a shit? We're almost done.
And crawling on the planet's face, some insects called the human race, lost in time and lost in space and meaning.
Whoa, pause! They had the audacity to cut off Sir Tim Curry. Are you sons of bitch? Let me at him!
But hey, they do the iconic lips for the science fiction double feature song at the end, so that's cool, right? Right?
No! This was arse!
Damn straight it was!
Just like the original.
Well...
But so much worse.
Yeah.
My lord, it may as well be the same movie re-released decades later. There's no creativity and no imagination. I do like the singing, especially from my beloved Victoria Justice, but everyone does a great job in that area. The acting isn't terrible, I think they just suffer from having to repeat a 1975 screenplay in 2016. There's nothing to it. I have no idea why this movie even exists. I may not be a very big fan of the original, but I appreciate what it's done for cinema. I can see the appeal, it just wasn't for me. But here, this was clearly made by people who just didn't understand why the original was so beloved. Just avoid it at all costs.
God, I hated this. Practically every aspect of this movie was way off in comparison to the original. Terrible editing and direction, a scattershot tone, and just a complete disservice to what the original meant to so many people. I'll admit there were some interesting choices made in terms of the production design, a handful of the performances were pretty good with what the actors had to work with, and I enjoyed most of the new arrangements of these classic songs. In many ways, I guess I'd still kinda recommend it for some of its more guilty pleasure aspects, but if you're like me and you have any love for the original Rocky Horror Picture Show, well, much like the pelvic thrust, it'll really drive you insane. Thanks for having me take part in this, Rob. It was a lot of fun. Now, if you'll excuse me, Victorious just got added to Netflix, and now I have a sudden urge to relive my childhood. I'll see you around.
Wait. Relive your childhood?
Yes, why?
That gives me an idea.
But, what kind of idea?
I'll talk to you later.
Rob? Rob? You know I don't like it when you speak in that tone, man! Come on, a hint, anything? At least don't leave the viewers hanging. Like, come on, give me something, please! Anything?